Have you ever felt an itch that just wouldn't go away? Maybe it was on your hands, your feet, or even your eyes, and you kept telling yourself, it's probably nothing, just dry skin or a little allergy. But what if I told you that some of these itches could be your body's way of waving a red flag? A quiet cry for help that something deeper might be going on inside. As we grow older, we often learn to live with small discomforts. We brush them off, thinking they're just part of aging. But our bodies are incredibly intelligent. They're always talking to us, through sensations, changes, and yes, even through an itch. That tiny, persistent feeling might not be as innocent as it seems. It might be your body's early warning system, one you shouldn't ignore. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 places where itching could be more than skin deep. We'll explore what it might really mean when your hands, eyes, or even your chest begin to itch with no clear cause. I'll share with you how to recognize these signs, what they might be trying to tell you, and how you can take action early, before a minor annoyance turns into a major health challenge. Now let's start with the first itchy spot that deserves your attention, and that's your hands and feet. We all get itchy hands or feet from time to time. Maybe you touched something irritating or wore socks a little too long on a warm day. But when that itch lingers, especially without any clear reason, it's time to pause and ask, why won't this stop? Because believe it or not, this seemingly simple itch can sometimes be linked to something much more serious, like diabetes. You might be wondering, what does diabetes have to do with itching? Well, here's what's happening behind the scenes. When your blood sugar levels are consistently too high, your body starts to react in subtle ways. One of those ways is by drying out your skin. You see, high blood sugar pulls moisture from your body, leading to dry, flaky, itchy skin. And your hands and feet? They're often the first places to show it. But it's not just about dryness. There's something more alarming that could be going on. If you've heard of diabetic neuropathy, you know it affects the nerves, especially in your extremities. That tingly, burning, crawling sensation you feel, that could be your nerves misfiring because they're being damaged by too much sugar in your bloodstream. And that damage doesn't just create discomfort. It can lead to long-term complications if left untreated. Imagine this. You keep scratching your foot because it itches all the time. You think it's nothing. But because of poor circulation, which often comes with diabetes, your skin might not heal properly. A small scratch could become infected, and infections in people with diabetes don't behave like normal. They can escalate quickly and become serious, even dangerous. This is why you should never ignore persistent itching in your hands or feet, especially if you also feel numbness, tingling, or notice wounds that heal slower than usual. These are the subtle whispers from your body telling you, something's wrong, please pay attention. Of course, diabetes isn't the only possible culprit. Another silent condition that could cause itching in the palms and soles is an issue with your liver. One of the lesser-known liver conditions that starts this way is called primary biliary cholangitis, or PBC for short. Now I know that name might sound unfamiliar or intimidating, but the message is simple. When the liver isn't working as it should, it can cause bile, one of the substances it processes, to build up in your body. And guess what one of the earliest symptoms of this condition is? Intense itching, particularly in the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet. This itch often gets worse at night. It may come with no rash or visible irritation. It may feel deep, almost like it's coming from under the skin. And the reason is simple. The toxins that your liver would normally clear out are now circulating in your body, and your skin becomes a route of escape. The result? That maddening itch that lotion can't fix. Many people mistake this symptom for dry skin, seasonal allergies, or even stress. But if the itch is persistent, if it feels deeper than the surface, and especially if it's paired with other strange symptoms, like unusual fatigue, dark-colored urine, or dry eyes and mouth, it's worth having your liver function checked, because early diagnosis can make all the difference. We often think that health issues come with bold, loud symptoms, like sharp pain, high fever, or dramatic weight loss. But sometimes the signs are gentle, quiet, like a little itch that keeps coming back. The question is, will we listen? If you're still with me and this is resonating with you, even a little, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Just type the number 1 if you've ever had persistent itching in your hands or feet and weren't sure why. Your story might help someone else realize they're not alone. Remember, we're not here to panic. We're here to be proactive. Itching in your hands or feet doesn't always mean something serious, but when it lingers, when it's unexplained, it's your cue to pause, pay attention, and maybe even get checked out, because your health is your most valuable possession. And sometimes, the body whispers before it screams. Let's take a moment to think about something we all do without realizing it. We rub our eyes. Maybe it's when we're tired, or when we've been staring at a screen for too long. Sometimes it's just a small itch in the corner of the eye that makes us reach up and give it a good rub. Seems harmless, right? But what if that eye itch won't go away? What if it becomes a regular companion, bothering you day and night, without a speck of dust or allergy in sight? Now here's the thing most people don't realize. Your eyes are not just windows to the soul. They're also windows into your health. And yes, that includes your liver. Persistent, itchy eyes, especially when there's no clear cause, can sometimes be an early sign of liver dysfunction. It sounds surprising, but when you understand how the liver and eyes are connected, it starts to make perfect sense. Let me explain. Your liver is one of the hardest working organs in your body. It filters out toxins, processes what you eat and drink, manages your blood, and even supports your immune system. But when your liver is overwhelmed or beginning to falter, whether due to fatty liver, chronic inflammation, or conditions like cirrhosis, its ability to filter bile and toxins becomes impaired. And where do those toxins end up? They start to circulate through your bloodstream, and some of them head straight to the delicate tissues around your eyes. Itchy eyes, in this case, aren't just about dry air or pollen. They're a symptom of your body struggling to deal with internal buildup. In fact, according to traditional Chinese medicine, something many seniors grew up hearing about, the eyes are directly tied to the liver's health. There's even a phrase, the liver opens into the eyes. When your liver is tired, stressed, or congested, it often shows up in your eyes before anywhere else. And it's not just the itching. You might also notice dryness, a burning sensation, or a kind of gritty feeling, like sand is stuck under your eyelids. Some people experience extra tearing or a sticky discharge that just keeps coming back. While these symptoms can sometimes be linked to aging tear ducts or mild infections when they persist, and especially when they're coupled with fatigue, changes in appetite, or yellowing in the eyes or skin, it's time to dig deeper. Let me share a story from a dear subscriber who I'll call Miss Lon. She was 72 when she wrote in about her ongoing eye itch. At first, she thought it was due to her new pillow or a change in her laundry soap. But weeks passed and the itch only got worse. Her eyes felt tired all the time, and she noticed her skin was drier than usual, her energy was fading, and her mouth constantly felt parched. After watching one of our videos, she decided to see her doctor. The blood tests revealed early signs of liver dysfunction. Nothing too serious yet, but serious enough to warrant changes. She adjusted her diet, started gentle exercises, and made liver-friendly habits part of her routine. Within weeks, her eyes began to feel normal again. This is the kind of outcome we hope for, catching something early enough that a few lifestyle changes can turn it all around. But that only happens if we're paying attention to the clues. Now, here's another important layer to this. Many over-the-counter solutions for itchy eyes, like drops or allergy medications, can sometimes mask the symptoms. They give temporary relief, but they don't address the root cause. That's why if your eye discomfort keeps returning, you need to ask not just, what can I put on it? But why is this happening in the first place? I want to be clear. Itchy eyes don't always mean liver problems. They can also be caused by allergens, dry environments, or screen fatigue. But when there's no clear reason, when you've ruled out the usual suspects, and especially if the itching is accompanied by other subtle signs, listen to your body. It's trying to tell you something. And don't underestimate how tricky liver conditions can be. They often sneak up without much warning. You might feel generally okay, just a bit more tired than usual, a little less hungry, maybe some itchiness or dry patches here and there. But underneath, your liver could be overworked and in need of help. So what can you do to support your liver? First, hydrate. Water helps flush out toxins and eases the burden on your liver. Next, look at your diet. Reduce fried foods, limit alcohol, and increase fruits and vegetables, especially leafy greens and beets, which are natural liver supporters. And finally, keep moving. Even gentle walking can improve blood flow and help your liver do its job more efficiently. You don't need a complete lifestyle overhaul overnight. Just take it one step at a time. Maybe today you add 1 glass of water in the morning. Maybe tomorrow you go for a short walk after lunch. These little choices add up. And they're worth it, because your body, especially after 60 or 70, deserves your care more than ever. If you're still with me now, thank you. It means you're taking your health seriously, and that's something to be proud of. If you've ever experienced unexplained itchy eyes, drop a 2 in the comments below. Let's create a community of shared stories and awareness, so no one feels alone or uncertain. Remember, your body doesn't speak with words, but it speaks in sensations. An itch in your eye might just be dryness, or it might be something more. It's not about panicking. It's about paying attention. You have the wisdom, the experience, and the right to ask questions and seek answers. And never forget, being curious about your health isn't weakness, it's strength. Taking action is power. Your health journey is uniquely yours, and every step you take today builds a healthier tomorrow. Let's talk about something that many people feel uncomfortable bringing up, even though it could be one of the most important warning signs your body is trying to give you. It's a place where itching is often brushed off, dismissed, or even ignored out of embarrassment. Your breasts. Yes, breast itching, especially in women, but also in men, is something we rarely discuss openly. But let me tell you, this is a signal you should never ignore. You see, we often associate breast health with checking for lumps, and that's incredibly important. But not all serious breast issues start with a lump. Some of them start much more quietly, with a little itch, maybe a spot on the skin that feels irritated, maybe a sensation that comes and goes at first, and then becomes more frequent. We tell ourselves it's just dry skin, maybe the detergent, maybe we shaved too close. But what if it's something more? Inflammatory breast cancer, a rare but aggressive form of breast cancer, can often begin with symptoms that don't look or feel like traditional cancer. There may be no lump at all. Instead, it shows up through changes on the surface of the skin, redness, swelling, or thickening. And yes, persistent itching is often one of the very first signs. Now, I want to be very clear. Most itchy breasts are not cancer. But persistent, unexplained itching that doesn't respond to moisturizers, doesn't seem connected to clothing, hygiene, or climate, and especially if it's accompanied by other symptoms, deserves immediate attention. One of the classic characteristics of inflammatory breast cancer is that the skin may start to resemble the texture of an orange peel. There may be warmth or tenderness. The area might swell. And these changes can happen quickly, over the course of weeks, not months. That's why early detection is so critical. You don't have time to wait and see with this kind of condition. The sooner you act, the more treatment options you have, and the better your chances of recovery. Let me share something that still gives me chills. A viewer once messaged me about her experience. She noticed itching around her chest for about a month. At first, she blamed it on a new laundry soap. Then she thought maybe it was her bra rubbing the wrong way. But then she started waking up at night needing to scratch. And then she noticed the skin looked just slightly pinker than usual. She didn't have pain. She didn't have a lump, but something felt off, and thankfully, she trusted her instincts. She went to her doctor, and after tests and a biopsy, she was diagnosed with early-stage inflammatory breast cancer. Because she caught it early, she had more treatment options, and today, she's doing well. All because she listened to her body and didn't let embarrassment or denial stop her. So here's my message to you. If you ever notice persistent itching in the breast area, along with redness, swelling, skin thickening, or a feeling of heat, please don't wait. See a healthcare provider. Get it checked. Even if it turns out to be something minor, the peace of mind is worth it. And if it is something serious, catching it early could save your life. And gentlemen, This is for you too. Breast cancer in men is rare, but it does happen. Itching, rashes, swelling, these are signs that need attention, no matter your gender. Your health doesn't care about embarrassment, and neither should you. By now you've seen a pattern. Your body speaks to you through sensations. That itch that doesn't go away, it's more than just an inconvenience. It's communication, a signal, and your job is to listen. Whether it's your hands, your eyes, or your chest, if something feels off and persists, don't ignore it. Don't push it aside with a shrug and say, "It's nothing," because your health is everything. So let's take a moment to reflect. What have we learned? We've seen how itching in your hands or feet could be a sign of diabetes or liver trouble, especially if it's stubborn and unexplained. We've looked at itchy eyes, which could point to toxin buildup when your liver is struggling to keep up. And now we've talked about breast itching, a lesser-known warning sign of a rare but aggressive cancer. None of this is meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you, because knowledge is power, and action is even more powerful. Every time you listen to your body, every time you check in with yourself and take a symptom seriously, you're showing yourself love and care, and that matters. You've come this far with me, and that tells me something important. You care about your health. You want to stay informed. You're not afraid to face uncomfortable truths if it means living longer, healthier, and better. And for that, I admire you. If you've made it all the way to the end of this video, please type the number 3 in the comments below. Let me know you're still here, still listening, and still taking control of your well-being. And if anything you heard today felt familiar, if you've experienced persistent itching in any of the areas we discussed, I encourage you to talk to your doctor. Don't delay. Your future self will thank you. Also, don't keep this information to yourself. Someone you care about might be going through something similar right now, and they might not realize how important it is. Share this video with them. Let's look out for one another. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It really helps us reach more people who need this kind of information. And if you'd like to keep learning with us, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video that could help protect your health. Remember this: your body is always speaking to you, sometimes quietly, sometimes urgently. Listen to it, honor it. Take action when something doesn't feel right, because your health, your life, and your peace of mind are worth it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Stay safe, stay well, and as always, take care of yourself. You deserve nothing less. Here's to living your best life at any age.